I've been doing this for 7 years now, and I know when I keep incorporating these things, better will show up on the horizon, and the same for you. Today is all about 5 productivity hacks, things that will help you increase your effectiveness, increase your productivity. When you look at most people's behavior, they are very busy often. They are working all day and half the night, and they're not getting a whole lot done. Why? They're not productive. And so when I crashed with my health in entertainment years ago, I realized I was really busy. And I was busy being busy. I was so busy, I had no time to stop up and actually think about what I was doing and why I was doing it, and creating a framework that would enable me to become productive. And so, worst case, if we're not working with these things, if you're not working to become productive, there is a risk that you're going to become so busy that your body starts giving in, because that's really what happens in many cases. When you are overwhelmed, you're busy, the body has a hard time being in that vibration for a sustained period of time. And then we can start measuring cortisol levels and all these things. And then we have gotten stress. We have not gotten stress. We've given it to ourselves by the way of our ignorance. Let's dive right in, because time is the most precious resource there is. So, the first thing that you and I should pay a respectable amount of attention to is when we get up in the morning and how we get up in the morning. Most people leave it to circumstance. They get up because they have a time that says they had to go to work or they have to do something, so they get up in accordance with that. And it's not very healthy. The best thing you could do is choose to get up earlier to work on you. When you look at people who really make great things happen in life, in business and industry and personal lives, regardless of where you look, people who make things happen are people who get up and define their day. They don't let the day define them. Winners in life define their day, and that is the first step to a more productive life. And if there is a variable, it's probably when you go to bed. So go to bed earlier so that you can get up earlier. There's always a choice there. And unfortunately, most people let their paradigm run their life in terms of when they're going to bed. Go to bed early, make sure you get 8 hours of sleep, and then get up earlier. Personally, I get up between 5:30 in the morning. And so between 5:30 and 8 o'clock is when I work on me. And a structured morning routine will help you become more productive, whether that's physical movement, exercise, gratitude, journaling. Really working on your mindset sets the tone for the rest of the day. Many of you know I have a very specific morning routine. I do priming with gratitude, affirmations. That has helped me over the years so much. It has helped me create many of the great results I've created, and I've attributed those results to that morning routine where I get up and I get focused, and I don't let whatever's going on around me dictate the way I think. When I start my morning off that way, you will become much less susceptible to influences from the outside world. Whereas in many cases, you see people who are influenced by everybody around them. They haven't primed themselves. They haven't gotten up and defined their day. They haven't taken charge of their state, their mental, emotional, and physical state. And for many of you who are in our programs, you're doing this morning walk that I've done for years, where you prime yourself mentally, you bring yourself into the moment through breathing, you prime yourself emotionally with gratitude, and you're walking. So you're physically active. It's very, very healthy. It's a very good way to start your morning. And so, how is your morning routine helping you, or how is your lack of a routine preventing you from creating more productivity? You know, the price to pay for not having a structured way to get out of bed is huge. The price could be your dream, your goal, your dream relationship, whatever it is. People who win in life generally have a structured way to get out of bed. And so I encourage you to become that person if you are not that person already. The difference between staying where you are and actually executing on this is massive. It was for me, and it will be for you too. So let me know if you have a morning routine. Let me know in the chat if you have, and if you don't have one, let me know if you're committed to creating one. I've done a whole YouTube video around my own personal morning routine, so maybe go watch that for inspiration and take those aspects of that routine that you resonate with and incorporate. I've actually included some really good tips and tools in that with downloads that will help you. The second hack for productivity is a tool I learned from Bob Proctor, and it's one that has helped me so much with creating order in a prioritized way. And it's actually a productivity technique that stems back to the early 1900s and is very simple. And because it's so simple, people think it can't work, right? Because success has to be really complicated. Success doesn't have to be complicated. Success is simple. It creates focus, it creates prioritization, and it creates momentum from day to day. So before you go to bed tonight, you reflect on your goal. You should have a goal. If you don't have a goal, make sure you watch one of my other videos where I talk about the importance of goal setting. All right. You should have a goal, because if you don't, you're just drifting like a ship without a rudder. And so you have your goal. Before you go to bed, you reflect on your goal and you ask yourself, now that I'm in my goal, now that I'm here, how easy and effortlessly did I get here? Now you're going to start thinking about physical things that you have to do, action steps you have to take that actually contributed to that growth. And so you'll write out a list of all the things that comes to you. Then pick out 6 things, 6, no more, no less, that you know if you were to execute on them tomorrow, it would move you massively in the right direction. And then you prioritize them 1 through 6. The first important, the second most important, third and fourth, fifth and sixth. The idea is that because you've written this out before you go to sleep, your subconscious mind will work on these ideas while you sleep. And so when you wake up in the morning, there's a clear plan for the day. You don't have to doubt, you don't have to wonder if and when, but you should do. You know exactly what you're going to do. So now you're going to turn down distractions, make sure that you have a clear, an environment that's clear of distractions to work in, and then you go to work on number 1. When that's achieved, you take it off, onward to number 2, and so on and so forth. It creates order. Your mind is right here. You're focused, and yes, you are productive. Now you've gone from a mind that's full of ideas of things you should do. That whole should do idea is stupid. Should and would and could, out with them. These 6 things are things you're committed to doing. There's a big difference between should doing something and actually doing it. One day you might get to 1 or 2, 3, then you take what's left, add that to the list for tonight, reprioritize them, and then you have a list again for tomorrow. What happens? You're always working on what's most important. You have that right in front of you every day. And you will be amazed at what happens to your productivity over a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. 12 months is a long time. And success is a program. It's not a destination. It's how you live every day. And with this second productivity hack, everything will start to improve around you. It certainly has for me. I'm a very productive person today, but I wasn't always that way. This technique has served me so much in that regard. The third hack is something I've incorporated over the last probably 6, 7 months now, and it has helped me so much in my business. It's from Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan's great work, and it's about dividing your week into type of days. Because here's the challenge for a lot of people, and certainly a lot of business owners, is that they switch between many types of tasks throughout the same day. They go from something that's admin related, left brain work, to something that's creative. They have to write a newsletter or something else. And so they oscillate between left brain, linear, detailed work, and more creative imagination type work over here. And when you change between those states many times throughout the day, you will find how much more energy you're burning. You're burning the candle in both ends. Whereas if you were to dedicate a whole day to the same type of tasks, you will find how you conserve energy. You become more focused. It's easier to jump from one task to the next. So for instance, today I have a focus day. It's one of the 3 type of days, and I'll get into them in a moment. But today is a focus day for me, which is a camera day where I'm on camera. We have a YouTube live. We have some follow-up calls. I have some program calls. Our community is coming up here in an hour and 15. So it's all the same type of work for me all throughout the day. That means I conserve my energy and it's the same nature of tasks. So you have three types of days in your week. You have free days. Those are when you're completely off the grid, where you recharge. And if the word free day, if your paradigm has a hard time accepting that, call it a recharge day. Some people feel guilty for taking time off, right? So call it a recharge reboot day, but that's when you're completely off. You're not doing any kind of work. It's where you disconnect. Free days, then you have focus days. Like today is a focus day for me. It's when you're in your unique ability. It's when you do what you know to do best, what makes you unique in your work, in your business, in the marketplace, serving clients, customers at a high level, etc., etc. That's where you do your deep work. And then you have your catch up, your buffer days, which are catch up, prep days, follow up days. Yesterday for me was a buffer day where I do meetings with my team. I do follow up, clear up things that I hadn't gotten to in the previous week, etc., etc. It's not easy in the beginning to make those changes, but when you start changing your schedule and allocating tasks in one day that are of the same type, you will find how much easier you'll move from task to task, and how much more clarity you'll have, and most importantly, how much more energy you'll have when the day is over. And the fourth productivity hack that you're going to receive today is something that I had to learn the hard way. I remember being on a cruise ship in somewhere. I don't remember where because I was on many ships over a period of time. But we were practicing, rehearsing for my show on this cruise ship. And I had the habit of doing everything myself in my business, everything, because that's just the way it was for years and years. And I remember backstage, I was starting to put together some of the equipment that I needed in the show. And I had a stage manager at that time. He was so nice, such a nice guy from Peru. And I remember him telling me once, actually, he came up to me when I was putting these props together, this equipment. He goes, "What the heck are you doing? This is my domain. You get back into the dressing room, make yourself all nice and tidy, get back on stage and do what you're good at. This is my job. Don't take over my job." And that's when I learned, you know what? We got to do it by ourselves, but we can't do it alone. We all need help. We need to effectively delegate to people who are good at what they do. And so the fourth productivity hack is to buy back your time. For me, I was doing everything myself and nothing got done 100%. Now, I only do what I know I'm really good at, and I attempt to outsource everything else. If you don't, it will drain your energy, it will drain your focus, and you'll dilute the product of whatever it is that you're offering, the quality of the product of whatever it is that you are doing. So, on a personal level, I buy back a lot of my time. We have somebody that helps us clean here at home. So that buys back, at least if we were to do it, half a day, because we're not very good at it and we don't like doing it. And so for Eva, she can get it done in a few hours because she's extremely good at what she does. She's very effective, and that's her job. She's very good at it. So I buy back time that would have taken me to clean. We get food delivered, groceries delivered. Saves a lot of time in shopping for that stuff. When it comes to cleaning my car, I remember a few years ago, I would take down my car to this car cleaning place that I really liked. They hand polish it and they clean it with their hands. And I was like, they really detail, and I love that. But it would take me an hour and a half to go there, wait in line, have the car cleaned, come back, an hour and a half of my day. And I was like, what else could I have done in that hour and a half? I've had days in my business where we've generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day. And I'm like, it started to dawn on me, what does it cost me to do that on my own? I'm paying them $35 for me to spend an hour and a half of my day. I could have spent the same time earning much more when I'm in my unique capability and in my unique abilities in my business. I can afford this. That's the thought that crossed my mind. I cannot afford to do this. So would it be worth investing in having somebody come and clean? Actually, now where we live, they do it downstairs. The layperson takes the car from the garage down to the cleaning guys. They clean it. They bring it back. All I have to do is hit two buttons on my phone, one to open the car and two to pay the people that do it. It takes me 10 seconds. So is it worth for me to buy back that hour and a half so I can go generate $100,000 or $200,000 more and paying them $35 to do it? The answer would be, and of course, an obvious yes. But you're not working from your goal when you're delegating and you are doing these things. Most likely, you're working from present circumstances and you don't think you can afford it. That's a lie. That's a lie you've been telling yourself so often that you've learned to believe it. The truth is, you cannot afford not to outsource if you're really serious about your goal. It goes for anybody. Okay. So you have to delegate, you have to hire help, find people that are good at what they do, and delegate. My productivity has skyrocketed once I started outsourcing things. First, on a personal level, secondly, on a professional level. So, what's one thing you can outsource today that you're not passionate about, anyways? Is it the cleaning? Is it food delivery? What is it? Maybe it's in your business. And that actually leads us to the fifth productivity hack today, which is also the one that has helped me so much over the last about a year and a half now, is having a partner in crime, having an assistant, having somebody on your team that works alongside you as a business partner, essentially, that can help take on tasks that you previously would have spent too much time on. And so I remember Bob telling me years ago, everybody needs an assistant. We all need somebody that we can work alongside that can help us get things done. And first I had Lisa. Lisa was my first assistant. She was amazing. She was ex-military, so she was like extremely structured. Today I have Sina, and she's incredible, and she's doing a wonderful job as my EA, but also handling a lot of things in the business. She's also our community manager. She has a lot of responsibilities today, and her responsibilities are growing as well. But I could not do what I do today without her. There's just no question. We couldn't do our events, our workshops, everything that we do if I did not have her working alongside me to execute on many of the things that we need execution on. We were talking to somebody recently, and he is a very accomplished business person. He has sold his business for a lot, and he doesn't have an assistant. And he spent 4 hours on a business trip looking for a hotel room one night when he was traveling. And I'm like, how does that happen? What could he have achieved in those 4 hours if he didn't have to do that on his own? And so we all need somebody that can help us, maybe part-time in the beginning, but eventually that will become full-time, because you keep looking at how you can stay in your unique capabilities with a really good EA, a really good assistant that can work alongside you. And it's a partnership that you build over time. There's a really great book on that subject called The CEO's Secret Weapon, and it's written by Jan Jones. It's absolutely phenomenal. And it's about how to create a CEO-EA relationship and how to make that work at a higher level. So I can recommend that book on that subject. So reflecting on your life, your business, who can help you? We all need help. You have to do it by yourself, but you cannot do it alone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have linked to a couple more right here that I think you would like. Now, until next time, it's not who you are that holds you back. It's all the illusions of who you think you're not. This is Anders Hansen. Thank you.